craving. It's like thinking about this this type of mindset of it'd be called moral relativity. It's like what is moral would be relative to what the situation was. Like, okay, it's not okay to steal from the poor. Well, shit, they ain't got nothing to take anyway, so that ain't saying nothing anyway. What can you take from them? Their labor, you can force them into a labor camp. You can take their mind like a pimp, like Jim Jones. And since it's helping, it's doing something good for the people, or why would they be doing it? Would be the moral relativism, where the pimper, the oppressor. You gotta watch that term oppressor. A lot of time, when they like, if you were to use the word oppressor in the Bible, this means like a tyrannical king government system. But when communists say the oppressor, he means anything that's anti-communist is the oppressor. So you gotta watch. This is moral relativism. What is moral is relative to who is speaking about it and what doctrine you follow. Like, let's say a person who says there is no sin, like one of these Hindu reincarnation types, love and light potentially, or even dark and dastardly. You go either way with that moral relativism. Well, since there is no God, there is no death, there is no sin, there is no hell, I might as well be as evil can be, and exceedingly, and well, do it very well. So, moral relativism in that person's situation. I mean, I guess, that's correct, but, that's only if that end result was right. There is no hell. You know what I'm saying? Then, uh, I mean, that's your right to go straight on to hell if you want to go without a fight. If you want to go without a fight and go out with a big bang, in a blaze of glory, in a social Darwinist survival of the fittest, I'm gonna gnash people with my motherfucking teeth until Armageddon, with waving my flag. You know what I'm saying? And finger on my machine gun type, and one finger on the panic death what is it, DEFCON DEFCON 0 button. You know what I'm saying? Fucking shit's crazy. Moral relativism. It'd be like, okay, well, today, man, you could just stretch that any old way, dude. I mean, it's basically Machiavellian. Uh, it is strategic, subtle deception, double speakery. It's witch language, basically. But I mean, I wasn't trained by witches to speak this or anything, but understanding, like rapping, for instance, and double speak. It's like you can say things without saying them, or you can even hide things inside of just phrasing, speaking in general. And even the word spelling is based on grimoires, which the word grammar is based upon, which is it means an ancient text, which grimoire means you got to pronounce the names of these entities properly, or you won't be able to conjure them. I mean, so language, God spoke, God said, let there be light, and then there was light. He spoke it, so there's power in speaking. And what compels our speech, that's our heart and our mind. You know what I'm saying? So this is all will, intention, emotion, time and space. This is bending of reality. This is kind of, if you do not every moment keep yourself in check, it will, just whirl out of control into chaos every time. Like, all this stuff. Even just, understanding these things and seeing how they work, it plays tricks with your mind, where it drives you to the brink. where you go, where you have temporary fits of insanity because everything you've been ever taught's a lie. Now you question everything, and there's doubt, and there's fear, and there's vertigo. You don't know what's up, you don't know what's down, you don't know what's left, you don't know what's right, you don't know what's black and what's white. You can't, you don't even have a number to 2 plus 2 equals 4. Everything is 5. Just in, everything is 5 and 6. it just, it'll freak you out. But this is all the same thing, moral relativism. And some things that are immoral, basically, relative to the situation, what you can bend the truth to make it moral at the situation. Like in Nazi Germany, it was moral to kill a Jew, an escaping, fleeing Jew. You would have got a special medal for that, because moral relativism in that situation, in that society, what was moral was to smoke the Jew that was fleeing. And I'm just saying that's it's a real shitty thing. Now it doesn't even have to be a Jew. It could have been a communist. It could have been an American soldier. It could have been a fucking Bigfoot. Look, something's moving. It was morally relative for them people at that time to smoke whatever that perceived threat was. Moral relativism. It's like preemptive strike. Like that's like 2 dudes are in a room. One dude, they sit there in a room for an hour. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the other dude stabs the other guy and asked, "Why did you do this, sir?" He said, "Well, to save myself from him." Even though the other guy had no intention of attacking, but out of preemptive fear, you chose this strange self-preservation aspect. You know what I'm saying? And unprovokedly smoked the only competition around. You know what I'm saying? Out of fear and out of prejudice and not even thinking. Because here's the thing. Man ain't even meant to exist totally alone anyway, dude. We're social creatures. Just like animals, you know what I'm saying? You see a lot of animals roll in groups. Sometimes they roll solo to do their thing. Chew on grass. You know what I'm saying? Eat some bark and shit. And then other times they roll in groups, they travel in groups if they're herd animals, predators, sometimes they run around, chase butterflies, and other times they all work as a team, take down buffalo. It's moral relativism again. Everything. But I mean, here's the thing. Another term closely associated would be rationalization. And when you rationalize something, well, it was for the benefit of the greater good, so I had to do this minor evil. Just embarking down that path is going to lead to a great evil in the end. You know what I'm saying? Because you just compromise and compromising, and before you know it, you're already totally compromised. No hope. No hope. You're reprobate. You're destroyed. Your consciousness seared with hot iron. And you're basically like Joseph Mengele, I think his name was. You know what I'm saying? Or a Machiavelli type. Even though Machiavelli wasn't himself a ruler like what he was describing, but the rulers he was describing were like that. Whoa. And even though it was all there was people out there acting on these principles. You know what I'm saying? And real people, even though the book was just theoretical, hypothetical. Yeah, it was applicable. It was truth. From, very double speechery. It's like if you have to cut off a few men's heads to keep the people from an uprising, you love the people, because to quell the uprising by cutting off a few heads is love to the people, because it will stop them from revolting. And then you'll have to cut many heads off, and your name will be known, or your reputation will be tarnished. But you could still be ruler anyway, but your reputation will be tarnished. I mean, this is how these motherfuckers think. Double speechery, witch language. You know what I'm saying? From what I hear, it's like speaking backwards. But I don't understand that totally. But I can understand how you can flip things like in a Confucianistic style, or like Isaiah says, "Woe unto them who put light for darkness and darkness for light." That's a person who is adept at switching things and and calling one thing something when it's something else. You know what I'm saying? And that's a big all right, no problem. Thank you.